Well, first of all, Lee, let's just reflect back from Saturday, of course, coming back from a goal behind to win the game. Showed great character from your players.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Good character from the players, particularly towards the latter stages of the game in the second half, last 20 minutes. They started to open up within themselves a little bit, which we're encouraging them to do. But great character. I won't go on about what I said on Saturday. It was really good character. Obviously, Joel's goal was a really well-taken goal. Connor Thomas ended up in the box with a tap-in. We've given him a bit of stick, nosebleed in the box. But, that's experience coming out. He knew what was needed at the moment. And he's taken a chance, which we asked the players to do, take more risks. And it's got us a positive result.
Talk a bit more about Connor Thomas in a few minutes' time. But the one thing that you have spoke quite regular about since you've come into the main man is how you want substitutes to have an impact. And you've certainly got probably the best impact out of every game that you've made changes.
Well, first off, we've got to have the players available, haven't we, to make the bench strong. We are low on numbers in terms of if everyone's fit anyway. We don't carry a big squad, but when everyone's fit, it gives us a real opportunity to change the game from the bench. And then with the players you're bringing on, the quality they have, that's what they're put on the pitch to do, is to try and change the direction of the game or help us to seal a win for the game. But it doesn't half out being able to have the options from the bench.
The two goals that you scored are good for yourself because Connor Thomas and Joel Taberner are going to be with you next season as well. And for Connor Thomas to get off the mark with arguably I think he's had a decent season, but I think that was arguably his best all-round performance. And how will that benefit him? Yeah,
he's playing with a lot of confidence at the minute. Connor, I think he's had a good season. I think Connor types of players, I put myself in that type of a mould, really, holding midfield player. When you're in really successful teams, you look at the ones at the real pinnacle of the game, they get plaudits. When we're inconsistent the way we have been, you don't, but I think he had so much value to the team. There's areas that we've encouraged him to practice and work on, which I think we're beginning to see in the last few games, particularly leading into the Donny game, and then after that I think there's some little tweaks, and it's just about talking to him without going on the pitch and doing too much, just about talking to him. But he's a super professional, the best I've ever come across in terms of how he looks after himself first thing in the morning, all that type of stuff. But I thought he was terrific, and I think a lot of our main performances have come when he's been really at it.
Do you talk regularly with your players, like you say, about the game and they might need a bit of help? I'm just thinking about how Elliot Nevitt's going along, who can't find a goal. He's had some real bad luck, and as a striker, has it affected him?
I think you could see his performance when he come on Saturday. He doesn't lack confidence. Now, of course it will. If he's not benefiting the team in terms of what he's doing, then we've got trouble, haven't we? But he's not. I was just hoping that left foot shot. He has the opportunities. Now we got to talk to him about being maybe a little bit calmer in them situations, but something will fall for him just because of the application he shows. When he's not playing, he's not happy about it, which I don't mind. But his all-round application is good, and something will fall for him. It definitely will, just because of the chances he's getting. He's not getting one chance every 2-3 games. He regularly gets a couple of chances in a game. But unfortunately, we've sent him off to have a small procedure on his toe, which I think is the right thing to do, just to clear it up on his toes. Nothing major. He's down in London having that seen to today.
Not sure whether you had a look around or not, but we have. And you don't find yourself top of League Two, but you do find yourself top of the home form in League Two at the moment, going into your final home game. How does that feel? Yeah,
we do look at things like that, because obviously you look at oppositions and where you think that a weakness may be. And I've said it again, we want the place to be a difficult place for teams to come and play, and we want to bring some enjoyment to the fans, if it not with the performances but with wins. So it's moving in the right direction. Just on an overall collective, we've got to become more consistent with our performances, which will then in turn help the results.
If you could, it sends everybody away happy, doesn't it? If you could go 7 unbeaten to the end of the season. What I mean by that is I know you've still got one game to go away from home, but 7 unbeaten at home will be a nice feeling for the fans who've backed you all season.
Yeah, it will. It'd be great for them. We're in for a proper game. They'll be bringing a bundle load, won't they? To fill out. They've got a hell of a lot to play for, big stakes. So we'll be in a proper game. We'll make sure they're in a proper game. And yeah, we're there to win the football match. We're at home, like you say, 7 unbeaten on that run. Let's make that continue.
Yeah, the fixture, as we know, because of what Bradford are bringing, is going to attract a big crowd. It's attracting interest as well from the other sides at the top of the division, isn't it? It's that one game that they've got left as their outstanding fixture. So a real good atmosphere for your players to go and show what they're made of.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the teams in and around Bradford will be looking for us to do them a favour. But look, Mark Hughes will be saying this all to their players. They'll be using it for motivation for them. We've got to concentrate on what we want to try and do, what we want to leave the crowd with, what we want to still try and implement within our team, because a lot of the players will still be here next season. So we've got lots of targets to still hit. Never mind Bradford.
And you know what, they'll be coming up all guns blazing, because they know what's at stake. And the one thing they've got is the top goal scorer as well in League Two, and Andy Cook, 30 goals is a great achievement, and you've got to be on your marks to stop him.
Yeah, and he's had a great season. Scored a variety of goals. You know, a lot of it associated with aerially, but he's taken some great goals. If you look through the goals he's had, 1v1s, shots from outside the box, being clever with movement inside the box to finish with his feet. So, you know, we've got to be mindful of him, but he's not just the only threat that they have on the pitch. We've got to be mindful of the people working off him, late runners into the box. But obviously, the guy who scored that many goals throughout the season, including Cup, going up towards 40, you know, he's obviously a danger and is having a great season.
Well, you've got potentially, you could get to 60 points by the end of the next few days as well, and a good unbeaten home record. Not bad, sort of. I know you always want better, and I know you don't try to say it's about yourself, but you must feel if you could do that, it's not a bad starter for your first half of being a fully fledged manager.
Yeah, I suppose so. I've not really looked at it in that manner, but it's about the players. They get you the success. It's up to us to try and help improve them, and help to improve us as a team and what we're looking for. But if we could finish off with 2 wins and getting around that points tally, it'll be something I spoke the other week about finding time for myself. It'll be something I'll find time to do and reflect at the end of the season, but also try and lose some weight as well.
You've got to go on your holiday as well, so I don't think you'll lose weight when you go on holiday. But just wrapping up the injury situation, you mentioned Elliot Nevitt, which we're aware of course, but one or two others have been carrying a few knocks. And where are you up to for Saturday?
Yeah, Charlie, Tariq, Rio, Charlie Colquette have all got knocks. It's up to decisions for us with next season in mind, how far we want to stretch people. I think that's it. Obviously, Nev's gone off down to London, as I've just mentioned. But there's nothing like major in terms of the injuries. It's just what decisions we want to make with what's best moving into the next season, really. Mindful of that, as well as putting teams out that are going to be competitive to win.